Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of CEO and Market Expert Interviews. I'm your host, Lucy, and some of you know me as Triangle Investor from X. Today, my guest is Pegasus Resources CEO, Mr. Christian Timmins. Chris, welcome back.
Hey, it's good to be here again, Lucien.
Thanks. You've been busy, very busy since our last interview. A lot of positive news coming from Pegasus. I mean, the biggest one was the expansion of your land package in Utah by acquiring Jupiter Project, which is an advanced property with historical drilling. Tell my audience more about this acquisition and especially more about the potential of developing a future resource estimate of this property.
Yeah, this is a great project we picked up here. It's a nice little piece to our puzzle that we're putting together down here in Utah. We're going to build a nice little land package down here over time, with a goal of, getting as many millions of pounds as we can into a resource. And Jupiter is going to be the centerpiece of getting that done. With the historical holes that are on the property, we're up to almost 200 holes here now in our database that we've collected and all that stuff. So we're putting together all the information, and it's very encouraging. We're seeing mineralization through almost all the holes. It's a very small percentage that is not mineralized. So we're very excited. We think that there's substantial amount of uranium on this project. Our first step's obviously going to be go down this summer, and we want to try and drill out and prove up the first 500,000 pounds of uranium on the property. We think that's a great starting spot for us, and we think we can grow that to almost 2 million. Like, we really think this property has the potential for 2 million pounds. Of course, it's going to take some work and to prove that up. And, so we're very excited. We have an internal goal of trying to reach 5 million pounds of uranium in resources. So Jupiter could get us halfway there. So obviously a great project for us. We're very excited that we got our hands on this. All we got to do is finish our drilling of 1,500 meters, and we own it 100%. So we're going to own this property 100%, which will be great because we own our energy stands 100% as well. So we're down there. We're going to get these properties moving forward, and we're very excited.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned 1,500 meters you have to drill. So you have to drill it in this drilling campaign that will come in August, or you can spread it in multiple?
No, we've got a year. We've got a year to drill this out, but our goal is to actually drill it out. We're planning around 5,700 meters, or sorry, 5,700 feet USA. Okay. So we're planning around a drill program of 5,700 feet of drilling. So that'll give us our 1,600 meters, 1,500 meters basically right there. So if we might might not get it all because we are going to drill some of the energy sands, but we'll be easy getting that target done in 12 months. No problems whatsoever. So 100% ours is really what we're looking at.
I will ask you more about the specifics of drilling, but first I would like to ask you, can you tell me more about the terms of this agreement with KD Prospect? What are some terms, and what is actually the land size you acquired?
Okay, well, the land size is 45 claims. I can't remember the acres right now, around 1,500 acres or so. We picked it up for really great price, honestly, for what the property has and like historically done to it and the information we have. We got a really great deal on it. We issued the vendor 2.2 million shares of Pegasus. That still has to be done. We're waiting on exchange approval. We also pay the vendor $100,000 in cash USD for the project. And then after that, we have resource bonus payments. So that's all we really have left. So it's the 2.2 million shares, $100,000 US for the property, which will all be taken care of this year. And then we have resource bonuses after that. So what it is, we have our first resource bonus at 475,000 pounds. And then every 500,000 pounds after that, the vendor gets $100,000 USD. So we've set it up that he gets one at 475,000, and then every 500,000 pounds we put into a 43-101 resource, he gets $100,000. And it tops out at 2.5 million pounds.
Okay, got it. Chris, can you expand a bit on what kind of data and the amount of data you got from the vendor for Jupiter project?
Like I said, we are up to 190 or so drill holes, so it's closer to 200 at this point. He's still digging through his archives, of course, and collecting up the data. So we have a substantial amount of data. We really will have to go in, though, and do some hole twinning and stuff like that. So we're looking at twinning maybe 10 to 20% of these holes, depending on how it turns out. And then we'll drill some holes, of course, to just to confirm confirmation drilling of the historical data. So twin some holes, drill some areas just to confirm out the data, and we'll be able to probe some of the existing holes because we did find some holes on the property that are actually still open. Are they open to depth? We don't know. But when we're out there running our probe, it's cheap for us just to go over and see what we can get out of it. If the hole's open, perfect. It saves us drilling that hole, and we get to collect that data and confirm the old data at the same time. So really, with all the data we have, we can move fast down here with this project. We have all the data, so it's just a matter of we're not going out exploratory drilling at this stage. Down the road, that'll be different, of course. To get to that 2 million plus mark, we're going to have to do some exploratory drilling. But for the first bit, it's just going to be confirmation drilling and start creating resource estimates. So it's going to be fast.
Okay. Back to drilling, permitting and preparations. How is that going?
We're going to be a little delayed, of course, because now we brought the Jupiter project in. We have to take some of our drilling from the energy sands, and we're going to transfer that drilling, those feet, over to the Jupiter project. So we've actually delayed our permitting a little bit here with the acquisition of Jupiter, but it's for a good reason. Yes. We are fairly advanced in our permitting application, so it's not a huge project to bring in the different drill area. And because of how close we are, we're in the same region. So we're under the same umbrella still as the original permit. So it should be smooth sailing. Just change some of the drill targets up, and then we might have some comments from BLM. But other than that, it should be pretty straightforward.
Okay. Chris, is your plan to follow up targets from the sampling program, or you will test new areas on energy sands and the new areas outside of the drill holes on Jupiter? What's the plan here?
For this first program, we're going to get the drilling done at Jupiter for the majority. And then we're going to go down to energy sands, as you're saying, and we're going to chase that paleo channel. We really want to go down there and drill a few holes on that. Probably be fairly spaced out holes. We'll go down just trying to get a feel for how large that paleo channel is. So we will go down there this year with the program and drill some energy sands and really follow up on that paleo channel, because we think there's something substantial there, and we really want to get a good read on it, because we're going to have a drilling program too soon.
Yeah. You explained about the works you need to do before bringing this to resource category, but can you give me some timeline? When can we expect that in the in a perfect world?
We should have the Jupiter resource estimate done by the end of the year.
Okay.
So we should be able to exit 2024 with a resource estimate on Jupiter, and in a perfect world, we even be working on our second drill program getting put together for later in the year. So we think we'll have our resource estimate by the end of the year, and that's being conservative.
That's brilliant. Let's move more on the north. Can you give me an update on Pine Channel and plans going forward for that project?
Sure. Yeah, we're going to be up working Pine Channel this year. We're going to go up here this summer, August, maybe September, do a gravity survey on the project. That'll help keep the property in good standing, because being in Saskatchewan, you have to do a certain amount of work every couple of years to keep those properties in good standing. So we'll get the gravity survey done, which is actually good because it'll help define the drill targets up on that property. And then we'll just kind of figure out what we're doing, because honestly, we love Utah. If our drill program goes down in Utah like we expect it's gonna, we're probably going to put more attention down in that part of the world over the Athabasca Basin. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with Pine Channel. Obviously, with the project, with Denison drilling it in the past and all the historical works that's been done to it, we have a lot of information. So if we don't work the project, we think we'll find someone who will. So we'll keep this project being worked. I mean, it's a good project, and there could be something substantial there, but our focus is going to stay on Utah. So we'll find a partner, and we'll get someone working that project.
Okay, so all options are open, JV, even sale of the projects. So all options are open. Okay. You have announced on Monday a non-brokered private placement for proceeds up to 1.5 million Canadian. I know it's early, but can you tell me more about the interest from investors, and when do you expect this to close this financing?
It started off really strong. It's only been a couple of days, but we're really impressed with the amount of interest we're getting, and we're feeling good about it. So we expected to close sometime mid last week of April. So we set a date around last week of April for closing of the private placement, and it's going good. I'm feeling good about it, and we're pretty excited. And so are the people that are, calling us up and taking part in it. So we're off to a good start.
You said April, you mean August?
August.
Sure,
Yes,
no.
August, last week of August.
Yeah, so the investors wouldn't be confused that this financing will be closed in April. It will be closed in August
It'll be
2024, right?
closed in 2024. Yes, not in 2025.
Okay. Will that amount cover all the exploration work you plan to do on your Utah projects and G&A and other stuff for the remainder of 2024? Will this be sufficient?
So we've got a few different plans. We've got we got a plan where if we raise $1 million, we can still get a lot of work done. And we've got the plan where if we raise 1.5, we can get even more work done. So realistically, we just need to get $1 million in and this thing's up and running. If we get $1.5 million in, we're smiling, and we'll be able to get the work done at Energy Sands and the work done at Jupiter. So we're really hoping to get the full 1.5 in and work our full program. But if not, we can get $1 million in. We're still going to be working down there. So we're pretty confident that we're going to be drilling this year one way or another.
Yeah, I will return to drilling once again. I want to know about drilling costs in Utah. Have you already discussed with any drilling contractors? Do you know approximate pricing of average price of a drill hole in Utah? Can you give me some color on that?
Yeah, it's around 300 a meter down to Utah to drill. That's with your diamond core drilling. So then if you get into your reverse circulation and stuff, the price actually drops a little bit. So we're budgeting for around $250 to $300 a meter. So it's cheap compared to the US or compared to the Athabasca Basin. When we were pricing out for Pine Channel, when we were going to drill it last year, we were getting around 650, 700 a meter. And that was with not using a helicopter. So most of the projects up there are helicopter supported. So the prices are a lot higher when you bring in the helicopter. So Utah is actually pretty cost effective. Obviously, the US dollar brings that $300 up a little bit, of course, with the conversion. But at the end of the day, it's still cheaper to drill in the US. And with our project having the historical holes, we can move fast.
Yeah, sorry for jumping from subject to subject. The next subject is BC. Your BC project, Golden. Can you tell me more? What are you currently, if any, what are you doing over there, and what are the plans for BC projects?
We did our ground program last year through the summer on the project. This summer, it's probably going to sit quiet. But we do want to get up there in 2025. So we will be up in 2025 doing a program, whether that's a drilling program or a sampling program. We're not sure yet. It really depends on budget. We would like to go up and do our Gold Mountain and possibly do a small drilling program up there. Again, it's a little far out into the future at this point, but we're going to do some work on that property next year probably, and at some point we'll probably do a joint venture or option this thing off. Again, we want to really get a good feel for what's going on in Utah before we make any big decisions. But this project, it has the potential to be a standalone project. So I really personally want to spin it out and keep our Pegasus investors get their shares of the spin out, and we all keep a piece of this company and get some people working it, because it's a really great project. It's gold and copper and lots of base metals. So I think the environment for this is really heating up. So I think it's going to be a good project, and it'll be some excitement for us here in the future.
Okay. You have been pretty aggressive in M&A front. So is this just the beginning, or?
For Utah, it is. It's just the beginning. There's some other land packages down there we're eyeing up, and we will try to get our hands on them. We're going to do it in a staggered, though, staged way. We're not just going to go and grab a whole bunch of land. We want to get the work done, show that that project's moving along nicely, get an idea of what we have, bring another chunk in and do the same thing, get that one working and kind of see how it's working out, and then just kind of repeat and grow our way up to that, you know, goal of 5 million pounds of uranium.
Got it. I saw in your latest investor update release that you have hired some marketing groups. Do you plan to move more aggressively with marketing in the future?
We're just kind of feeling it out. We brought in a good group. They have a really solid reputation. So we're giving them a try here. And so far, we're very happy with what's been going on. We haven't done marketing yet. So it's going to be really interesting. Like, we've been just marketing internally up until this point. So this is our first, you know, first try with some marketing. So, but so far, we're very happy with the group we brought on board. And we'll keep feeling it out. And if it looks like it's working and we get some value out of it for our investors, we might add some more in. But right now, we're just going to start small and just see how it goes.
You had a couple of additions to your board. How are those guys in the company? How did they manage to set them up in your company and in everyday business of the company?
Oh, Derek and Mike have been great. They're just helping us make the right decisions. You know, like when you're trying to do news releases, especially with historical data, you got to be very careful how you present that data to the market. And having guys like Mike and Derek on board made it possible for us to really get as much information out there as possible and stay on side with the regulators, because you don't want to make them mad and accidentally, you know, step off side and get yourself in trouble. So we have a great team. Like, as far as when it comes to doing the geology work, these guys know it. They understand it. They know it. So they understand uranium. They understand gold and copper. They understand it all. We've got a great team, honestly. We should have a higher market cap just off the team we have. Obviously, investors would rather see uranium resources, so we'll go do that. But we've got a great team here. And as we advance this company, we already have the guys on board who can help us make the right decisions and have been through this before. So they've been through it. They got the knowledge. They got the track record. So we've got the right team. So it's just a matter of us going out and executing.
Yeah. What about, Chris, what about uranium market and uranium equities performance? Have we bottomed? What's going on? What do you think? Where are we going?
It's July. It's July. We've got a bottom. You know, sentiment's been pretty, you know, negative on the old social media side of things. You know, it's not as exciting as it used to be. I think that'll pass, though. It's just a little blip in the road. You know, like the market moved really aggressively for a couple of years there. It's got to consolidate. It has to. It's just how it is. And unfortunately, it's just the market in general, like the markets in general right now, are kind of like not really sure what's going on, which doesn't help at all, of course, when you got the general markets and turmoil and, you know, everything that's going on. So I think we'll come out the other side better. And I really think we're going to enter the next leg here once the summer doldrums get over and done with, and everyone will get excited again.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Final message to Pegasus Resources current shareholders and potential new ones. What is your message to them?
Thank you to all our current shareholders. We have a great bunch of shareholders, and I just want to send a big thank you out to all of them. The support we get on social media and the love we get when we're chatting with them, it's just really encouraging for a CEO just to talk to investors and get so much positive feedback. You know, usually with the CEO job, you get a good dose of both sides. But we've been getting mostly positive feedback. So we got a great bunch of investors. And as far as new ones, I just say, give us a look. Like, we're doing things here. We have big plans. We want to secure resources into 43101s down in Utah, and we're going to do it. So I think you just keep an eye on us, do some diligence on us, and see what you think.
How can they reach out to you?
You can hit me up on Twitter, or X as we call it, Mr. Chris _Timmins, and our webpage is www.PegasusResourcesInc.com.
You got that right. Chris, thank you very much for coming to my show. I wish you luck with Energy Sands, with Jupiter, with Pine Channel, with all your projects, and let's chat when we will have some news again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. See you later.